all. Welcome back to SSD class. So children, are you ready with your civics book, social and political life? I hope you are taking interest. So today's clock will run through this. Today's date, July 21st, 2020. We shall recapitulate the Indian Constitution and its features. Okay dear children? Then we shall discuss question and answers on page number 16 and 17. Then you have to do with me question number 5, page 16. Okay? And assignment will be on page number 17, question number 6. Okay? And summary. There are 6 fundamental rights. Okay? Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. Okay dear children? Children, let's recall first how our Indian Constitution came into force and what are the salient features of Indian Constitution. So as I have told you earlier that 26 January 1950 our Constitution came into force. Okay dear children, and why this date was important, 26 January? Because on 26 January 1930 there was a declaration by our former Prime Minister as the Independence Day. Though the Constitution was framed by 26 November 1949, but to give the importance to this date, 26 January, so everyone decided that our Constitution will come into force on 26 January. Okay dear children, that's why 26 January has an importance. We celebrate our Republic Day, and then over our country became a democratic republic country. Okay dear children, now let's discuss a few salient features of Indian Constitution. See, Indian Constitution is a strong and written record, okay, and it has many features. First is federalism. This refers to the existence of more than one level of government in the country. In India, we have governments at the state level and at the center level. Then Panchayati Raj is the third tier of our government, and that you already know. Okay dear children, now come to next point, parliamentary form of government. There are different forms of government. Okay dear children, and as a democratic country, you all know that Constitution of India guarantees universal adult franchise suffrage for all the citizens. Okay, when a government is to be elected, all those citizens who are above 18 years of age have the right to vote. That is only called universal adult franchise. Okay dear children, now separation of powers. According to the Constitution, there are 3 organs of the government. These are the legislature, that means law making body, the executive, that means this organ takes and works on the laws made by the legislator. They execute it in the country. And the judiciary, which guarantees the law if somebody violates any rules and regulations. Okay, so judiciary is there to punish. Fine dear children, so 3 organs are there: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Now next, fundamental rights. Children, you all know there are 6 fundamental rights in our Constitution. given to all the citizens in the country. You can see here below I have written all the fundamental rights over here. Right to equality. All the persons are equal before the law. This means that all the persons shall be equally protected by the laws of the country. It also states that no citizen can be discriminated against on the basis of their religion. Remember, okay? Caste and sex. On any point, no discrimination will be made to any people in the country. So this ensures right to equality. Second is right to freedom. This includes the right to freedom of speech and expression, the right to form association, the right to move freely and reside in any part of the country, and right to practice any profession, occupation or business. Now next is right against exploitation. The Constitution prohibits human trafficking, forced labor, you know what is forced labor, and employment of children under 14 years of age. So this is called exploitation. When children are forced to work or some exploitation done to women in the country, so government is there, judiciary is there for their safeguard, okay? And then right to freedom of religion. It means anybody in the country has the right, all the persons have the right to practice, profess and propagate the religion they follow, okay, or they want to choose. Cultural and educational rights. This means the Constitution states that all the minorities, religious or linguistic, can set up their own educational institutions in order to preserve and develop their own culture. Next is right to constitutional remedies. Children, this point is very, very important, okay? This is called the soul of our constitution. Remember, okay? Why this is very important? Because this allows citizens to move the court if they believe that any of their fundamental rights have been violated by the state. All the rights have been given to us, okay? And if any of these rights are taken away by any of the person, you can go for right to constitutional remedy. Remedy means treatment. If somebody does something against you, you can go against that person, you can go for justice. Okay, dear children? So this is right to constitutional remedies. Hope you have understood fundamental rights. Now secularism. This is very important. A secular state is one in which the state does not officially promote any one religion as the state religion. Okay, there is no state religion of our country, okay, like other countries do. All the people, as I have told you, can follow any religion. No foundation by the government to follow any particular religion, okay? So that is called secularism. Then socialism. Socialism means, yes, in the same manner, we have the right to make any group, any ground. We can propagate or develop our social life. Now, directive principles of state policy. These directive principles of state help us or develops the country in all forms. Okay, dear children? Now, children, you have to do this work in notebook. I told you that there will be one notebook only for SST. Only you need to write with the chapter that this is geography or social political life or history. So you will mention the date in the date column in this way. Then you have to write social and political life. With the left alignment you will do the work. Chapter number 1, the Indian Constitution. Then next line you will write new words. To one side you will write classwork, to the second side you will write practice work. Okay, and these are the words you will do for in your notebook. So take a screenshot of it and later do it. And after this we are going to discuss the question and answers. First word is democratic, constitution, fundamental, discrimination, polity, tyranny, minority, dictator, federalism, parliamentary. Okay dear children, so take a screenshot of it and then you have to do in notebook and do the practice work too here. Later you will write and learn. Okay children, so please open your book on page number 16 and I request everyone to take screenshot one by one so that you can do question and answers in your notebook. Okay dear children, so let's discuss the question and answers. First question is, why does a democratic country need a constitution? So there are points to describe that and it's very important question. A constitution tells us the fundamental nature of our society. It defines the nature of a country's political system. The constitution plays a crucial role in laying out certain important guidelines that govern this government decision making within societies. The constitution often lays rules that guard against the misuse of authority by our political leaders. A constitution ensures that dominant group does not use its power against other, less powerful people or groups. It guarantees rights of citizens and protects their freedom. Okay dear children, so question 1 is clear. Now question number 2. What would have happened if there were no restrictions on the power of elected representatives? Okay, we have representatives, we have chosen them. Now what would have happened if there are no rules for them or restrictions for them? So the points are, leaders might misuse their authority and the constitution usually provides safeguards against this. Second is, this misuse of authority can result in gross injustice. Fine dear children. Next. Children, these are the questions you have to do in notebook because these are very important questions. Okay dear children, later we will come to the questions in the book that we have to do. Okay, now you have to write next question. Mention the key features of the Indian Constitution. Okay, see, if it is a short question you can write only points: federalism, parliamentary form of government, separation of powers, fundamental rights, secularism, etc. Okay, so you have to take a screenshot to do them. Only you can write points and the description you can learn from the book, children. Fine. Now write 6 fundamental rights of India that I have already discussed. Okay, yes, so take a screenshot to write all. Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies. Now define constitution. A constitution can be described as a document outlining the basic laws and principles by which a country is to be governed. Next, on which date was the constitution adopted by the Constituent Assembly? Okay, it was November 26, 1949, but it came into force on 26 January 1950. That's why I've given you 2 questions for that. So do it. Why did the Constituent Assembly decide to add the directive principles of the state? Now, very important, to ensure greater social and economic reforms. And next is to serve as a guide to the independent Indian state to institute laws and policies that helps to reduce the poverty of the masses. That's why directive principles were adopted. Okay. So take a screenshot and then do in your notebooks. Okay. Now we shall be discussing the questions in the book. Question 2, 4 and 5. But before that, now come to page number 17. Okay. Question number 6 is your homework. Okay. Write down the names of the Indian states which share borders with the following neighboring nations. With Bangladesh, map is given there. Okay. On page number 17. And then you have to write down there in the book only. Okay. Bangladesh, then Bhutan and Nepal. Okay dear children.